Have you ever found yourself in a situation when you're learning something during a long period of time, but it feels like you're making no progress and just wasting your time? Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, Simon V. In today's video, we will explore the reasons behind this frustrational phenomenon and more importantly, how to overcome it. So let's jump right in. Learning for the sake of learning. You just learn something in order to feel productive and have meaning in your life. You want to fill your day at least with something in order not to live every day like previous one just by watching movies on Netflix or sitting on social medias. But you don't have a clear goal why you learn this or what do you want to get from this in the future. Are you really interested in this topic and how you can apply this knowledge in your life? And it's obvious because you learn not for yourself. You learn in order to feel productive. You can listen to podcasts and you can be really not interested in this topic, but you're convinced that if I'm listening to podcasts, it's so productive. I can listen to this podcast and that's all. Failure to apply knowledge. Learning something new isn't only about consuming information, but also about practicing, making this output. So this second reason goes after first one. When you learn something just for learning, you don't even know how to apply this knowledge to your life. You're not even interested in this, as you think that if you learn this, it's already enough. You don't have any goal why you do this and what you want to get from this. Also, you think that maybe it's not right time for practicing right now. I have to get pretty high level in order to start practicing. But you know what? This time can never come. And what's more interesting is that it's impossible to become pro without practicing. You learn a ton of information. It's logical that a lot of this information you can just forget if you will not apply it to your life. It's so easy just to learn without practicing, but it's not what you actually need, as you learn something in order to get something from that. I also had a problem like this several years ago. Oh, there is a new course, I have to take it. A new book, I have to read it. I didn't have any goals. I was just learning because I had such a desire to be productive. Lack of discipline. When you don't see any results of your learning, you don't wanna do this consistently because you think that you just waste your time and why I have to do this. You don't like this. You don't enjoy learning this. And of course, you can always find something more important to do instead of doing this, as you don't understand why you learn it. Maybe in the future it will come in handy, but when you start doing something and you don't even have motivation, it's more than possible that you will just stop doing this because you don't have any reason to do this. Information overload. I remember myself when I was starting learning a new language. I decided to pick as many sources of information as possible. I was looking for books, apps for learning this language, channels on YouTube, different movies. You can find all possible sources of information, how you can learn this, but at the end, you will be so exhausted. Firstly, you will not be able to find your time for all of these. And secondly, not every way of learning can fit you. Comparison with others. When you constantly compare yourself, your progress to other people, you can demotivate yourself very easily, as you think that why this person learns so fast and why I move like a turtle. But we are all different. Not every method can fit to every person. You don't know the background of this person. Maybe she's already started learning this with basics or she had experience in her past. And I think that it's not so wise to compare yourself to others. You learn for yourself. Why you have to measure everything by speed? Negative mindset. Your mindset significantly impacts your progress. If you think that it's very hard for you, you will never learn this, it's not for you and it's better to stop right now, it's obvious that you will never be able to learn this. You program yourself in advance for failure. You don't even believe that you will be able ever to learn this. When you have all of these thoughts, it can be really difficult, even impossible to learn something new and to master it because you don't believe in yourself. That's why working with your mindset is very essential. Now let's talk about methods of how you can fix it. Set clear learning goals. Firstly, you have to understand why you learn this concrete topic. Ask yourself about your motivation. Is it personal or is that commitment? Do you really want to do this or you just have to do this? Secondly, what result you want to get. If you don't know what is your finish point, you will not be able to learn efficiently because you don't know what you have to do in order to achieve this aim, as you don't even have this aim. Thirdly, when you want to get this result, pick your deadline in order not to delay constantly this learning process. But don't be so focused on all of these deadlines, as you don't really know how much time it can take and what obstacles you will face with. The most important thing here is to understand why you do this and what result do you want to get. For example, you start reading a book. Before you even open this book, ask yourself what I want to get from it, why I have to read it. Is that your personal desire or you have to read it for your studies? In the beginning of the book, you will see topics which you will read and choose those topics that you are really interested in. There is no need to read the whole book. We try to learn smart. Break learning materials into stages. Don't try to learn 5 topics just for one time because you think that like this you will be able to learn faster and to manage this topic faster. It doesn't work like this. You can't concentrate on everything at the same time. Also, don't find a lot of sources of information. Websites, videos on YouTube, podcasts, books, courses. You will be so overwhelmed with all this information and this will not be that productive anymore. Immediate application. Life is not only about constantly learning. Try to apply everything that you learn immediately. Don't wait for that perfect moment when you will think that right now I can practice finally because I feel so confident in this topic. Start practicing from the first lessons, as on every lesson you obtain some information. You can practice right now. Why are you waiting for that moment? By practicing immediately after learning something, you will come to your goal much faster. No matter how long have you been learning this topic and how much do you know about it. Start practicing at the beginning. I've noticed this method very helpful for me when I started learning coding and I took one course on C++. First lessons I was just watching and I felt that I watch all of these videos but I don't feel that I have much more knowledge after them, because usually when you watch a video and you don't apply these tips immediately, you can forget very easily. I just forgot information and it made no sense for me, so I decided to start one more time, and this time I decided to practice after every lesson, and only after this I've noticed that I really have progress. Even if I don't do that right, it's okay making mistakes. Remember about this. Without mistakes, you don't grow. Create a consistent schedule. I think it's obvious that if you wanna learn something, you have to do it consistently. There is no other way how you can learn something. For example, you wanna learn a language. You have to spend time on learning it consistently, as often as possible. Pick 3 to 5 times per week on learning this topic. You can even learn every day. I do this every day, but I know that not everyone has this opportunity, so that's why I say to you that you can create your own schedule that fits to you, but the main thing is that you have to do it consistently. For example, one day you can forget about that or you were too busy to do this, it's okay. But if you are just on a regular basis busy for doing this, how you are going to learn this thing? And also try to choose exact time if it's possible. This is the way how I do everything. I create a time block for this current task and it's more like a habit. Even when you don't want to do this, you will still do this. You've already got used to this and you know that you need this. Maintain positive mindset. When you think that something is impossible, you will never gain it. So you just have to change your mindset. Starting something new or learning, it's difficult, but it's only in the beginning. You have to make this first step and then it will be much more easier for you. Prepare yourself in the beginning, firstly, that you will learn this. Secondly, it can take a lot of time because it's a learning process. You can't master everything just for a week or months or even year. And also also don't set high expectations. I can even say that it's better to live without them at all, but we are human beings and we want things to happen like we want. Track your progress and celebrate even small wins. This is essential for your motivation and keep on doing this, as when you see your progress, you know that this learning makes sense. What about small wins? For example, you already have this goal, what you want to get from learning this. In the process, you can come up with some little goals, and by achieving them, you will maintain your motivation. You can buy something for you when you will do this, do something that you like. On your journey to your main goal, you also need to have these small goals. I try to monitor progress in everything that I learn, that I study. For example, in workouts, when I see my progress, it motivates me even more. So don't just learn during all of the time. Give yourself breaks to monitor your changes and progress. Seek feedback. You don't have to learn everything alone, because if you learn this, it means that someone has already learned it before you. So this person can share with you her knowledge and experience. You need people of two types in your learning journey. First type, this is a person who has already achieved this, can share with you her experience and give you priceless advices in order you to avoid some mistakes on your journey. And another type, this person only starts doing this as well as you. You have things in common. You are two beginners. Thanks to this, you can keep each other motivated. But I think that first type is much more important than second type, because first type can teach you something, while second type can just keep you motivated. Where you can find these people, it of course depends on what you learn. But we have internet, and nowadays it's much more easier to find a person who can help you and give you advice. Remember, learning is a journey and progress might not always be visible immediately. Those the most important points here are clarifying a clear goal and practicing a lot from the beginning. By understanding these reasons and implementing strategies, you can make your journey more effective and enjoyable. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Give me your thumbs up and share this video with your friends if you found it helpful. See you soon on my next videos. Bye.